Let's quickly talk about carrier packets. Okay, so I want to really insist on documents that every trucking company should have on hand. So if you're a trucker this year, there are some paperwork that you got to have on hand all the time. Okay, it can be in the truck, it can be somewhere that is actually accessible, so that if something were to happen, authorities are checking or doing a road check. At least you're covered. Okay, so what are the trends here? I first want to explain to you what a carrier packet really is, so you have a clear idea what you really need to really think about. So a carrier packet is actually nothing but a collection of documents and agreements that a broker will collect from you when they are working with you for the first time. And the cool thing is that a carrier packet facilitates the process of onboarding your business as a carrier, okay, into their system, and ensures, and this is really important, ensures that you meet all the compliance requirements, okay, especially if you are doing some kind of sensitive loading, like your sensitive hauling, like hazmat, for instance. So basically, it also the carrier packet can also help establish expectations for the business relationship between the carrier and the broker. So that really clears everything right off the bat. So some brokers actually may have an automated system where basically you upload documentation to a platform. Okay, so you don't have to really fax or even email them. I mean, not email. Yeah, email or even mail them like your package, your paperwork. No, you can just do it online. So basically, so that's one category of brokers. Other brokers will send you a list of the documents they need from you to complete the packet. In other words, they're just doing it for you. Okay, so you just send them the documents and they just take care of everything else. Now, still others may not have a standard system in place, making it all the more important to have your information readily available. So if you happen to have a, let's say, a broker that's not really invested in technology or doesn't care about technology in the first place, then you have to really have a backup plan. And this is what this video will be about, trying to explain to you what a carrier packet really is, what it has, what kind of documents are in there, and what you should do to actually maintain a compliant carrier packet. So let me talk to you about what's included in a carrier packet. So basically, carrier packets may include different documents. I mean, everything depends on the kind of the kind of operation you have, but also the broker you are working with. Okay, the broker you're working with will determine what kind of carrier packet they need, what kind of info they need in that packet to make sure that they are compliant. Okay, but I'm sharing with you on the screen here the most common documents a carrier needs to provide to complete a carrier packet. I mean, carrier packets, okay? So you can see on the screen here. So you have a carrier info, you have W9 form, you have certificate of insurance, you have MC authority letter, you have safety rating, driver's license, and notice of assignment. Let me explain those things real fast. So when I say new carrier information, this includes the most basic information about your business, such as your company name, your mailing address, your MC and dot number, your EIN. So EIN, that's your employer identification number, and your SCAC if applicable. You also need to have a W9 form. So this is required by the IRS. You should keep a copy filled out and updated for the current year. So it's actually ready to send whenever you need it. You got to have also your COI, so your certificate of insurance. So the broker actually needs to verify that you have the required insurance policies, including the minimum required amount of liability insurance. They also will confirm that your COIs are up to date. Brokers may ask to be listed as a certificate holder. I mean, that gives them more power, but that's what they want. Okay, you can contact your insurance company to request that the broker be listed as the certificate holder. Also, think about the copy of your MC operating authority letter. So your MC authority is granted by the FMCSA and gives you the legal right to provide transportation services as a carrier. And basically, this may not be required for intrastate carriers, but for interstate, you need to have it. Safety rating, okay? So you must provide your motor carrier safety rating. So depending on your compliance history, your safety fitness determination may be satisfactory, conditional, or unsatisfactory. If you are a new trucking business, you may not have a safety rating if you haven't had your new entrant safety audit yet. Also, you have the driver's license. So that as a carrier, you must provide a copy of the driver's license to prove that he or she fulfills the requirement for operating the truck legally. So be sure to include photos of the front and back of the license. And finally, the notice of assignment, the NOA. This lets the broker know that they will be billed by your factoring company and not to pay you directly. So when you sign up for that service, you will receive an NOA and can request one from your dedicated support team at any time. So that happens. It depends on the broker. So let me give you some extras here. So the thing is that in addition to the documents that I just gave you a little earlier, you might have to really have more. So you might have a broker carrier agreement. So a broker will have a standard format that lists, let's say, MC numbers of the two parties, the date of the agreement, the payment terms. Okay, it can be as granular as including the invoicing process, the requirements, the limitations, as well as pickup and delivery dates and times. So again, it depends on how much the broker wants everything to be granular. You also need to have proof of the broker's surety bond. So all brokers in this country must have a $75,000 surety bond. In the event that the broker declares bankruptcy, you can file on this bond to receive payment for outstanding invoices. So that's kind of cool because this actually covers you. Okay. You also need to have you want to make sure that your carrier packet stand out. This is an important element. Okay. And I want to explain a little bit what I mean by making sure that your carrier packet stand out. Now, before I actually go into detail, let me just say that the importance of a carrier packets, it has to do more with your relationship with your broker, how you comply, what kind of business what kind of trucking business you are actually you are running, okay, and how you go about maintaining compliance across the board. Like I said a little earlier, especially if you haul sensitive, quote unquote, sensitive loads like hazmats or a reefer, for instance, then you have to be as compliant as possible. So a carrier packet will add an extra layer of credibility to your business, extra layer of seriousness to your business, and that's important vis-a-vis the broker, but also vis-a-vis the authorities. If there is a road check, hey, listen, I'm really covered. I'm really I'm in tip top shape. So let me talk to you about how to make your carrier packet stand out. So basically, a little earlier, I listed for you what any carrier will likely need to send a broker will need to send to a broker to start working with them. But you do want to be, if you want to be just another carrier, just go ahead with what I just told you. But if you want to stand out, then there are a few things you need to really, a few materials that I recommend you prepare to look extra professional and prepared. And this will help you big time. The first thing you want to do here is that you want to think about having a business one pager. Let me explain why. A business one pager really tells the broker all about your business at a glance. No need to actually write a 50-page or 1,000-page business plan. No, just have one pager. So you want to create a nicely formatted page with the basic information about your business. Okay, so this should include a company logo, a brief description of the services you offer, an equipment list, the regions and states you run in, and a value proposition for your business. So that's important. And the cool thing is that you have the possibility to actually create that one page business like that business one pager through you can use templates. I mean, you have templates on Canva, for instance, that really can help you out. So you don't have to recreate everything from scratch. Okay. Now the beauty of having a business one pager is that you are basically you this is a document you can use for multiple transactions. This is not just for carrier packets. You can use it also for marketing purposes. You can use it for insurance purposes. You can use it in a lot of situations. That's why I encourage you to make it as professional as possible. Now, if you don't have time to do it yourself, that's fine. What you want to do is you want to really hire maybe a designer on Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, or there's a site called Fiverr.com or Upwork.com or Freelancer.com, and just have somebody actually do it for you. Okay, your job is not to actually create designs. Your job is to be driving a truck, right? So you want to outsource where you can outsource and take care of what you're good at. So that's going to help you. So if you want to really make your carrier packets stand out, think about having a physical business address. I mean, nowadays, a lot of folks are interested in having a PO box. PO boxes are good for a reason, but don't overdo it. Okay. So what you want to do here is you want to have a physical business address that, because those trucks of yours, they're not going to be parked on the internet, right? They'll be parked at a specific location. So just make sure that you have let's say a physical business address. So a PO box or virtual office will set off an alarm for many brokers for a possible fraudulent activity. Okay, listing a real physical address with a FMCSA and on your materials will actually give them peace of mind. Because see, the whole thing is they also want to have peace of mind. If they're working with you, they want to have peace of mind. Okay, so and that peace of mind, it can go a long way. Also, be sure you don't share a business address with a freight forwarder or broker. Okay, the thing is that because this could lead them to believe that you are involved in double brokering. That's an important element. So freight forwarder and broker, you have to choose either or. Now, one thing I want to say here is that sometimes if you are working under somebody else's authority, you can list the person's authority. That's fine too. That's totally fine. That's not a problem. I mean, if you work under another trucking company's authority, maybe the carrier packet, you don't have to do it. They have to do it. Okay. But if you have to do it, listing their address is not bad. It's not a bad thing. Because as long as the address is a physical business address, you are good to go. And one thing I want to say also is that you have to understand, when you have a physical business address, think also about having a website. A website will help you big time, big time. So a website is going to really create some kind of familiarity. Okay, so you have a lot of website builders out there that can really help you. So for instance, Squarespace and Wix, among others, make it very easy and inexpensive to put together a simple website that can include photos of your truck or trucks, your contact information, and also MC and dot number. And that's what you want. You do not want to spend too much money on the website thing. So basically, one thing I want to say here is that if you are trying to have an outstanding carrier packet, you want to pay attention to having the photos. Now, when I speak about photos, it's not just you standing in front of your truck and really posing. No, no, no. It has to be photos that are really illustrative. So keep photos of your truck or trucks, decals, and driver's license on hand in case you need to resend them to your customer. Okay. What I want to say also is that there are photos that really can show the extent of your fleet, and that's what you want to invest in. What I'm trying to say here is that you have to understand that a carrier packet is a professional document. Okay, a document that can really, let's say, add an extra layer of professionalism to your business. That's why you want to make sure things are done professionally. One thing I also want to say here is that at the end of the day, you are responsible for the quality of the documents you provide to the broker, and it's up to you to make sure that you are maintaining a certain level of quality. Okay, and so that's important. Also, you want to think about your certificate of insurance with VINs, and you can request that your insurance company list the vehicle identification numbers, of your trucks on your certificate of insurance. That way, you are really, again, adding an extra layer of credibility to your paperwork. And what happens here is that brokers will appreciate this extra layer of verification. Okay. The whole idea here is to make sure that the broker is comfortable with whatever paperwork you submit to them. Okay. And the way you actually get to that level of accountability or even credibility is by providing as much detail as possible. Okay, so your COI with Vince will help them big time, especially when it comes to double checking the kind of documentation you're giving to them. And this is an important element to think about this year, especially from a credibility point of view. Okay, and so yeah, this is really good. Also, when it comes to carrier packets, if you want actually to stand out with your carrier packet, think about having a list of references. I mean, your trucking business is fantastic. Okay, I hear you. Okay, it's good and all that kind of stuff. But if nobody else vouches for you, this is not going to help you big time. Okay, and you want actually brokers to really trust you big time. You want to really allay their fears, okay, about doing business with you. So, what better way to really allay their fears by telling them that you have great references? So, you want to ask the customers you have worked with in the past for permission to list them as references. Now, brokers meeting you for the first time will appreciate being able to call someone to vet your business. And in this economy, it's just uh, it's just an extra step for brokers to really make sure they're not making big mistake. Okay, and so being able to call someone, being able to have a conversation with someone about your business or about your practices, your operating practices, can be a lifesaver, can be a stress reliever. So if you are a brand new company, okay, you can consider listing previous employers, a representative from your factoring company, your insurance agent, or a contact at the dealership where you bought your equipment. So, regardless of who you list, make sure you tell them, okay, you listed them as a reference so they can expect calls from brokers looking to work with you. Finally, you have to understand that basically you got to be always prepared, organized, and proactive. Okay, I just shared with you a few documents you need to have, but the best strategy here is to always be prepared. It means that you'll need to have your documents well organized and be able to anticipate your customers' needs with additional information on hand. And at times, there may not be a lot of time between booking the load and the pickup time. So if you can provide all the info for your business in a quick email to the broker, this could save them a lot of time and promote actually a first good impression. And that's what you want. Remember, first impressions are always the right ones. Okay, so you want to have a first good impression. So a simple way to always have those files on hand is to create folders on your computer and your phone with a copy of all the documents listed a little earlier. Also create a single PDF documents with all of the documents, okay, using your business one pager as the first page. This way, you will always have the start of your carrier packet ready to go. Now remember that different brokers will have different systems for accepting information. So some brokers, like I said, will only accept documents uploaded to their website or app. Be sure to understand how your broker prefers that you send the documents they need before piling them into an email. Okay, so it's always important to ask, and ask. So here's the epilogue into this conversation. I spoke to you about carrier packets. I gave you the trains, the extras, and now the epilogue. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.